We use Optiflow for post-anaesthetic care to improve patient safety. In particular for those patients recognised by the treating anaesthetist to improve or reduce their incidences of hypoventilation and subsequent hypoxia. We use it within the post-operative anaesthetic care department and also on the wards. A recent audit of patients at this hospital showed that the majority of patients who have the high flow ordered include bariatric surgery and some orthopaedic surgery. Those patients with sleep apnea and those with unrecognised sleep apneas but perhaps have a stop bang score greater than 3. And also those with obesity with a BMI on average around 35. Other indicators for its use in our department include perioperative events, particularly anaesthetic, whether it's induction, say for example a difficult airway which may have difficulty with mask ventilation, or on extubation such as a hypoxic event where the anaesthetist feels that they may need a little extra support but not remain intubated in the post-operative phase. The advantages to the patient is that compared to dry oxygen in the form of nasal prongs or mask, the humidified oxygen that comes through high flow is very well tolerated, and I can see why patients prefer it over dehumidified oxygen.
With us personally, it means that we're happy to have a much higher percentage of patients return to the ward rather than need HDU or ICU. Our elective admission rate is about 1% of other major centres for that reason. We're happy for the patients to go back to ward, be monitored, and it gives the nursing staff and also me personally a lot of reassurance.
We set up the Optiflow as a standard of 50 litres per minute and 50%. So that is our beginning baseline. Obviously from that point on, depending on the patient's requirement, we are able to titrate as required.
Whether it goes onto the ward or not, sometimes patients may just need it in recovery and have it removed and go to the ward without it. I tend, if you've already instigated the therapy, the cost's been spent, that the patients are going to get benefit overnight, particularly if they've had surgery that is particularly painful and they may need significant opioids. There's always a risk of a hypoventilation associated with opioid use. It just adds that extra level of safety. We use it immediately in the post-operative anaesthetic care unit as ordered by the anaesthetist. Usually they have it overnight, and it's removed the following day. We changed our anaesthetic record to include a prescriptive order in the record which included flow rate between 30 and 50 litres a minute and oxygen between 21 and 50% with a standard temperature of 37 degrees. If the nursing staff recognise someone who is hypoventilating or had a hypoxic event, they may discuss it with the anaesthetist to instigate the high flow therapy. And the nursing staff, as they come to use the high flow, becoming more attuned to its capabilities and those patients that do best on it.
From a nursing point of view, the Optiflow is extremely easy to set up. It has become part of our basic post-anaesthetic care practice, and my nurses are very confident with it. It's very easy to use. We're getting good outcomes with the use of Optiflow in our post-anaesthetic care unit. We believe our length of stay has greatly improved with the use of Optiflow on our patients, and we're able to transfer patients that are requiring ongoing Optiflow to the wards with the appropriate monitoring for overnight. So for our patients receiving Airvo in the post-anaesthetic care unit, we have the capability to be able to deliver a higher FiO2 due to the fact that we have a higher flow meter which can deliver up to 70 litres. When we transfer a patient to the ward, that high flow meter is not present. It is actually the wall oxygen that is used, which only has the capacity to go up to 15 litres. Therefore, the FiO2 that they're able to deliver on the ward sits around 50%.
If you feel like the patient would benefit from it, then use it. It's a fairly low cost form of therapy for the benefit I feel that you get in reducing the possible hypoxic or hypoventilatory events that occur. It does give you peace of mind. We find anecdotally that the patients do have less hypoxic and hypoventilatory events. So you can be more confident that in a patient that you haven't left intubated or haven't sent to a high dependency unit but is going to a ward, that you are going to be reassured that they're going to stay safer